What's up, guys? It's your host, as always. What time is it? It's Wrestle Talk time. Wrestle Talk Live, here we are. It's your host, Eamon Wolf here, with another amazing Wrestle Talk Live interview with not only the Loveless, Nibria That's how she said to say it. So, Nibria is going to be on the stream. So, let's bring our guest in. Talking too much.
You're putting a lot of
What is up?
My name
Nibria Loveless. How's life?
Man. Life is life. It's good with extra syllables. Nigeria. I don't know who that is. I don't know who Nigeria is. I know what Nigeria is. It's a country. I'm just Nibira.
Nibira. I always do that. I always overanalyze it, then I say it always wrong. And I'm like, what the fuck? But here we are.
It's okay, everybody does.
So, for the people watching, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've had a little bit of an eclectic journey. Been everywhere from Kansas, Oklahoma to Texas, and now I'm branching out into Arkansas. Mostly I just kind of try to exist. I do a lot of lurking, a lot of observing in the shadows, a lot of studying. Other than that, I don't really know how to use the words to sum up the entity that is me.
I know you're from a different planet, so it might be hard to like speak in the English or the Earth language. So I respect the hell out of that. I know you're a Martian. Nibiru, if I'm saying that right, is where you're from?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I got that one right. As you said, you competed across numerous promotions in several states. How has working in so many different regions shaped you in ring and the perspective of you as a performer?
Well, the learning just really never stops. Everybody does everything in a different way, and it's been beneficial for me to be able to travel around and work with a lot of different people and find out how they go into simple things like a wrist lock or like this, that, or the other. No one thing is the same. And it's kind of cool to be able to say, oh, hey, so this is an element in this region, and this is an element in this region. I'm going to make it an element in a me region. But just experience, and experience is a really fun thing.
Okay. You've accomplished a lot since your debut in 2021, right after COVID, including title wins, breakout performances. What's been the most fulfilling part of breaking into the wrestling scene?
Feeling like I'm actually doing something I'm supposed to be doing, keeping my hands busy. Not just my hands, bonus, body, keeping my body busy.
I'm a big fan of your work that you do at Bomb City Bar Fights and places around that area. I know your husband, Lucian, runs a little bit of the general manager aspect of that. What's it feel like being married to someone that's showcased a lot of work in the scene, uh, do you take anything from him or at all?
I try to learn as much as I can from him in terms of just like everything. He manages mostly now, but he started the way that most of us do, taking bumps and lacing up boots. But for Bomb City bar fights and things like that, it's kind of been a learning arc for him as well. Just stepping into the general managing aspect for what is Bomb City bar fights. It is West Texas premier hardcore wrestling, and that is putting it lightly. We paint the town red, black, and yellow down here in Amarillo. That's how we do it. And Lucian has a big part to play in that.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. You've said a lot goes on. I've seen some glass be swept up after shows. Uh, I know he has a bat with glass shards all over it. That's pretty badass. I'm really into the hardcore stuff, and I haven't seen a lot of it here in the Oklahoma area, but I'm excited for one day maybe to get kidnapped by the house Loveless and probably show up at a Bomb City bar fight show. So that's something I'm looking forward to, honestly, because one, never been kidnapped. That sounds interesting. Two, y'all do hardcore stuff. So it might be even more hardcore that I'm getting kidnapped.
Usually
But
kidnaps aren't consensual.
but with that being said, it sounds really cool, and I love the work that I've seen so far of y'all doing what y'all are doing down in the Amarillo, Texas area. I've heard only good things about y'all and that brand. I also know that y'all do stuff with Empire Pro here in Oklahoma and other places. Oh, you're wearing a shirt. Heck yeah. Support your local promotions no matter what you're doing. If you like wrestling, you like wrestlers, you want to become a wrestler or something, go support the locals because the only way you break out to become amazing just like her is you go out there and support your local promotions and wrestlers out there. Um, Wrestling can be a wild ride, like you said. It's pretty hardcore in the Bomb City bar fight scene. Um, Physically, mentally, and emotionally, what helps you stay grounded uh, with everything going on in the industry?
Uh, Meditation, working out, and just honestly hanging out with my dogs.
Heck yeah. What's your
Uh,
dog's name?
well, you know about Norman, but I also have Rosie. Their height differences kind of make him look like 2/3 of the Three Stooges. But
I love dogs. I'm part dog, or canine, I should say. So I feel it. I feel it. I feel the love of the canine-esque era. uh, but yes, so you guys out there, we are highlighting women's health in the Oklahoma and surrounding states. Our last interview was with Lucy Blade from Mississippi. Uh, so May is Women's Health Month. Me personally, I wanted to give back to the women in our industry that are killing it and putting their bodies on the line just as the men are, if not equal, uh, and going out to pursue their dreams and goals in the wrestling industry also. Some of my favorite women in the wrestling scene, I would have to say, is Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy time! Sorry, I went all in on that one. Nia Jax, I like the bigger women. I'm into it. I love it. Um, then I have to go with like a Becky Lynch. I like that she is the man of the business, and she goes in full force. And I mean, don't tell Seth Rollins, but I think she's way better than him, honestly. But yeah, support your women wrestlers today. It's Women's Health Month. Until the end of the month, then we're doing other stuff in June, so get ready for that. But yes, the tie-in for that is support women wrestling as much as you support men wrestling. Uh, they bring a force to be reckoned with, and I love what's happening for women in the industry around us. You were voted Female Wrestler of the Year in 2023 EPW Year End Awards. What does that kind of recognition mean to you personally and professionally as a woman to hit that goal?
Uh, it's honestly kind of amazing because that was a goal I guess I didn't even realize I had. Um, like that year was my debut year for Empire and coming out and wrestling, and I wasn't expecting the crowd to take to me out there in the way that they did, but seeing that people get excited and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "You'll just have to watch and find out," and give them a little bit pizzazz. Um, it's one of the most mind-boggling things in the world in the best of ways.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Who did you face for that match actually? If you remember, it's okay.
Uh, I don't think that match was. I don't think that vote was for any one match in particular. I think that was
Oh,
just,
okay.
yeah, their usual end of the year ballot that they do. They
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Um, so who are some opponents that you could list off that you faced so far?
um for Empire or just in general.
Just in general.
Recently I worked Hayden Rose in Arkansas for South Central Wrestling a couple of weeks ago. I'm going back this weekend to work C-Rex, and I wrestled Emmy Camacho, Miranda Gordy, Morgan LeVay, a couple of people to name a few.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. There's a lot of new names that I've never heard. I've heard of Emmy. I I think she came to EPW a couple of shows ago.
Yeah,
So I got to meet her in person, which was really cool because you and a couple other women in the scene are my first matches ever seeing women wrestling in person for Oklahoma. So, congrats on that. You're killing it, honestly. You got a year end award on your debut year. Not a lot of people can say that. And you're still killing it today. Um, so, you deserve it.
thank you.
uh, if a young woman came to you wanting to break into the wrestling scene, what kind of advice would you give them?
Simple, stick to it. If you want this more than anything in the world, like most of us do that want to be a wrestler, especially just as a woman. You got to stick to it. It sucks most of the time. Like, if I'm being real with you, this is not glitz, it's not glamour, but it is so 100% worth it. You can do a lot of things that you might not think you can be able to do. Like, somebody says do a front flip, and you're like, no, you can. You so totally can.
Yeah, it takes a lot to, in general, just get out there and do it. But once you're there, once you're past the curtain, you go full force, and I like that about you. You never stoop to amaze me how you work in the ring. So definitely someone to. If y'all are facing her in the future, you better watch the fuck out. That's all I gotta say. She's killing it. She's doing those submission moves that made men tap out. So if that's saying something, she's killing it. She's definitely killing it in the scene around her. What keeps you going in the business that can be so demanding? What's the motivation that fuels you after you hit that curtain and walk out?
Eyes on the prize, baby. You're wrestling from the moment your music starts until you're back through the curtain. Yes.
Yeah, eyes on the prize.
Our whole goal is to tell a story, and the story doesn't stop. Like, once you're through the curtain, and then even like during intermission, you're always just telling the stories. Eyes on the prize.
Right. Dude, that's a lot. That's a lot to unpack. Yeah, definitely, definitely doing a lot. Um, I I really like what you're doing. I really appreciate what you're doing. I wish more women in the local scenes would step out and do it, because I feel like a lot of it is like they're afraid they might get hurt, but they never know like what they're capable of when they surpass that curtain walk out. And uh, women deserve as much gold as the men out there. Let's give it up for the women out there. Um, they are doing something that I mean, thinking about it right now, China helped establish it for us, for women's evolution in general in the wrestling scene. To see it where it is now, it's becoming like a major focal point that you don't want to take your eyes off of. I'm like, I wonder what women what women are in this match. Uh, or what's about to happen, because they're unpredictable too. There's new things that happen in the women's part of wrestling that half the time you don't ever see men or uh, the counterparts of wrestling do. So it's major to see women get out there and do like Ronda Rousey did when she came into WWE, or like Becky. Major people, major players in the scene, that kill it every fucking time they hit that curtain. They strut their shit, and they get into that ring, beat some ass, and they take that gold home. So I love getting to interview women in the industry, because it's a different point of view and it's a different perspective that I don't personally know, but I would love to learn about. So it's really cool that I'm getting to talk to you now about just what you've done in the scene, and in the industry alone, and know that you're a movement maker. So like, people are watching you. I know that for a fact, or I wouldn't have you on the podcast. No, you're making waves across the nation, actually, and people see you, and people are watching your product, and I know half of them are cheering you on, or half of them are booing you. But no matter what, at the end of the day, our lovers and our haters become our motivation elevators in life. So
Exactly. Love me
take
or
that,
hate me.
grasp that, grasp every ounce of that, and fucking run with it because you're killing it, girl. I appreciate your work in the ring and what you're doing in Texas, Oklahoma, soon to be Arkansas and Kansas. You're a legend already, and there's so much to unpack about you and the story you have to tell. So, what are do you have anything cool coming up that you would like to talk about? I know you said Arkansas. You want to elaborate a little bit more about that?
Uh, yeah, I'm going back out to South Central Wrestling in Mountain Pine, Arkansas this weekend, Saturday, May 24th. But it's going to be my second time going back out there. The first time I worked with Hayden Rose, and this time I'm going to be working with somebody named C-Rex. So we're going to see what kind of things can happen. Arkansas is always pretty crazy whenever we just drive to it because the sky's like, Nibria is coming. And, like, rains down all kinds of hate.
Bureau's
But,
cover. That's a good catchphrase.
yeah.
T-Rex. She looks like a dominant force. Not gonna lie, but I feel like you could take her in a real mindset way. You're a technician, I've noticed. You're like basically what I mean by that is like she's like more your Roman and the Shield than you're like Seth for me. Like visually, how I see that. You're very technical with your style, and I do love that. Submissions are a major role in part of what you do. Then, let alone you do some crazy work that not a lot of women out there can say they've ever done. So, uh, and you beat guys up too. So that's even cooler. So, yeah, it's really cool to see what you're doing across the 4 states that you've been in. But this is just the beginning. You're going to be all over the place one day, and you're going to look back at this day and be like, I remember when I only wrestled 4 states. Now I'm wrestling the whole continent. Like, like, get ready for that moment because I see it coming very soon that you could go on tour, go to several different promotions out there.
World
And
domination starts off very small.
the wolf wants to come out, and when you say world domination, he loves that shit. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be a good guy. And get my interview done before he just like freaks out and probably like ruins the whole interview like he did for Taint's interview. That didn't even happen because the wolf took control of the whole podcast and tried to make a wolf takeover live. But here we are. Amen. Here we are. Amen. Wait. What? Please don't do it. Okay. Okay. No more wolf. Let's keep him out of the shot. Thank you. If you're out there kidding Sign Guy, you know he almost came out and he hates you. That would have been horrible for you to see him come back and probably just rip you to shreds like he did last time. But with that being said, Nibria, did I say it right that time?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Don't want to piss you off. Nibria Loveless doing her shit down in Texas. She's traveling around the couple of states around the area, but soon to be all over the population, world dominating, and full force. So get ready for a major attraction in your state and your local promotion very soon. Um, I'm just ready to see you dominate the scene.
Thanks, man. I'm excited to get to it. Consider me the plague because I will be everywhere.
That's amazing. Do you have anything to say?
I don't know. At the top of off the top of my head, I'm happy to be here. Really.
Okay. Yeah,
Thanks for
welcome
having me
to the
on.
Chaos and Harmony family. While we are in the chaos of life in itself, the storyline itself, we find our harmony, which for me that's what resonates in my head every time I do an interview with you guys. Is no matter where you come from, no matter your struggle in life, you can still find harmony in that dark place. Even if you're a dark person, like I can be at times, and I think sometimes you are more so dark than other times. Uh, no matter what darkness is around you, you still have light in you. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate what you do in the scene. And yeah, I don't know. Welcome to the family.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here.
Heck yeah. Well, you guys, thank you out there for watching. We'll be on YouTube when we see you. Then our next episode will be Clover Botello. She is the voice of Wrestle Against Hunger, based out in Tulsa. So get ready for that. It's been an amazing month getting to meet Lucy Blade from Mississippi and Anna Lynn from the surrounding area. And let alone someone from another planet. It's been badass. But yeah, thank you for joining, and thank you for coming on to the podcast. And thank you for watching.